Hey friends, Kelly here, and I hope you'll join me in some art making today. I hope that you will stick around to sketch with me because I think I found a wonderful, beautiful method that was really fun, and I want to share that with you. So I'm a big fan of Koosje Koene, who is a wonderful YouTube artist and just a really wonderful sketchbook artist. And many months ago, she made a wonderful video showing how she was using a color block method to kind of block out a bright color first and then sketch out quickly over top of that. And so I wanted to really give that a shot because it looked so much fun, and her end result was just really vibrant and beautiful, and I wanted to, see what I could do with that inspiration. And I wasn't sure exactly what tools I was going to use or how I was going to do this, but I went ahead and decided to start with some watercolor for my color here, and then later on I try with a marker. But basically the method is just to quickly paint or mark out your color in a nice, bright, vibrant way and just be loose with the entire thing. I am notorious for spending way too much time on very specific detail and not, just making things loose and just having like a general feel. Most of the time I just get so caught up on little tiny details, and then it takes so much time, and I really envy the artist who can sketch on location really quickly. And I want to continue to grow that skill and just to develop a really loose style, or at least be able to bring out that looseness when I want to. Koosje Koene is an excellent example of this kind of artistry, being able to just have a very loose style. I love watching her sketching videos, and I want to be able to bring a lot of that into my art, even though it's challenging for me. I just love when I see artists like that who create such vibrant pieces that feel like they have so much emotion, even if people aren't even in the piece. Even if it is just a sketch of a building, it has so much emotion and vibrancy to it. And I feel like my art can sometimes be so stiff and just overly focused on detail that you don't know where to look. And so sometimes it's nice to have something a little more loose and free and just like communicate what you saw and make that relatable, but also have your own voice into it, which is really what I want to explore and what I want to find when I'm doing a quick sketch. And that's kind of my hope in bringing in these inspirations from Koosje Koene and other artists to be able to create work that is from me and is not so rigid. I wasn't originally sure what pen to use, but for this watercolor piece, I did use the Speedball pen that I'm pretty sure I just got at like a Michael's or something. It's not anything fancy, but is really fun to work with. I will say that I don't think it worked the best with my paper. My paper is very rough and has a lot of texture to it because it's a handmade paper, handmade journal. So the very fine nib was getting kind of caught in the texture and in the loose fibers of the paper. And that made it kind of a challenge. But ultimately, I think this one turned out really excellently and was really beautiful. It was just kind of fun to try and just create the basic shapes pretty quickly and not think too hard about every little detail, and just try to have a good perception of depth and some sort of perspective, which of course isn't incredibly accurate. But it was fun just to kind of let myself go and try not to overthink it and just get marks down on the page. Koosje Koene herself in her video actually uses some sort of crayon or another type of utensil to create her marks over top of the color. And that would have been really fun too, because she even states that having a blunted tool is actually helpful to, you can't be too specific on detail. You have to just kind of create the basic shapes. And I think that would have been really fun as well. But I still think I was able to do something quickly in the time and add some, shadows and layers. And hopefully I didn't get too caught up in all of the detail. Unlike the next one, where I think, got too caught up in the detail and did too much. But this one, for sure, is one that I'm really proud of. So because of the success of the first one, I decided I would try it again here with different paper, different tools, and this is just like Copic marker or Copic marker, however you say it. And I went ahead with a bright purple and just used another black one to draw over that. At first, I am really, really happy with how this main building turned out, but I do think I got a little too caught up in all of the details surrounding this building. There's like the street and all these other buildings and these like telephone wires up above, and I probably could have left a lot of it out, and I'm not a fan of how I later added some more color to, make the other buildings. So there's a lot going on with this quick sketch, and I think the single building by itself would have been enough, or maybe just a few hints at elements in the surrounding scenery. But I think I may have added a bit too much, which is kind of goes against the ultimate goal. But this building was just so much fun to draw. I really wanted to give it a shot with the beautiful stairs and how the street kind of slopes and makes this great big curve. I just love seeing streets and buildings like this because at least where I live, everything, in the US in general, I feel is very blocked out and doesn't have quite the same charm as other places. Unfortunately, I found both of these references just on Pinterest, and I am not sure where they came from. So I do have to apologize for not having those sourced. But there you go. There are my two different sketches. I really had a fantastic time doing this, and I will be trying it again. Be sure to watch Koosje Koene's original video, what inspired me to create these, and hopefully you can be inspired to try it out yourself. It was really fun, and I will definitely be doing it again. So thank you for joining me and sketching with me. I hope you have a fantastic day, and happy drawing.